So what is going on with Super Dark Deception Chapter 2? Let's talk about it in this video. What is up YouTube, it's your boy SmackNPie here. So the Q&A happened yesterday, and for the first time we're actually early with the recap video. But today we're only going to talk about Super Dark Deception Chapter 2. Right off the bat, the release date. So as you know, I've been saying on my socials and my shorts as well as on my videos that it was confirmed that the Super Dark Deception Chapter 2 is going to shadow drop at any time, right? It could be tomorrow, today, but that was clarified that yes, it could drop at any time, but not before Tokyo Game Show. And I had made a video on it, but I didn't post it, in which I talked about this in details. I was like, it makes no sense for them to have a demo, right, at Tokyo Game Show, but drop the whole chapter before it. So the fans who are attending the event, what, they're already playing the, stuff that is already out to public? So it didn't make sense, is what I wanted to say in that video that I didn't post. So I'm saying it here. It makes all the sense in the world now that it's not gonna drop before Tokyo Game Show. Vince clarified that. He never said that the game is gonna drop before Tokyo Game Show, alluding to the fact that it's kind of sort of confirmed, not really, but also yes, that Super Dark Chapter 2 is not gonna drop before Tokyo Game Show, most likely after it. How after? Let's talk about it in details. It was also confirmed that the game is 98% done. The rest of the 2% is about polishing and just fixing up and finalizing things. Also, I want to talk about this in details, that there was an update that had dropped on the phones, the mobile phones, and it was a sudden update, and so it was a bit confusing that what's going on with the update. Is it a problem? Well, it was clarified that that update was to see, just so that Chapter 2 does not break when the update drops, because it's going to drop at any second after Tokyo Game Show, of course. It could be late September, it could be early October. We actually learned a lot in this Q&A, but we already know that Enhanced Plus, which we'll be talking about in a separate video, in literally like tomorrow, day after tomorrow. It's not going to take that long, I hope. We know that there will be new cutscenes, right? We know there will be new mechanics. And we know that E's story is going to take more extension here in Super Dark Deception before Enhanced Plus. We know there are new stuff in Enhanced Plus, but we're actually going to get to see some of that in Super Dark Deception. So new additions to it as well. We talked about the flashlight. In this Q&A was also revealed about the flashlight mechanic, which we talked about a long time ago, right? That it's going to come in Enhanced Plus, but we're actually going to get to see some of that in Super Dark Deception in some of the levels, such as Mascot Mayhem, such as Barely Buried. The flashlight mechanic is going to be there because of a new feature that is added called Lights Out. More into this Lights Out feature in the Enhanced Plus video, but we're actually going to get to see some of that changes in Super Dark Deception. New cutscenes, mostly for E character, and also new traps. We knew that there would be new traps, such as the ghost kids in the Elementary Evil, but we also knew that some of the traps are coming in the first level, Murder Monkeys, which we're actually gonna be able to see and play at Tokyo Game Show, the PlayStation 5 demo. And again, we're gonna talk about that in the Enhanced Plus video, but the banana peels are the new traps for the monkey level. Again, more into that in that Enhanced Plus video. So guys, I'm telling you, like, this is no joke. The content that is coming for both Super Dark Deception and Enhanced Plus, ladies and gentlemen. Why am I talking like high-pitched anime? I recently just finished Takopi Original Sin. Can I just say, I know I'm deviating again. It's only 6 episodes, but my god, ladies and gentlemen, that anime, probably one of the most mentally exhausting, emotionally draining anime you could see. Okay, might be I'm over-exaggerating a little bit, but my god. Like, it's really difficult for me to see any other anime winning Anime of the Year, but Takopi Original Sin, massive content warning if you're gonna watch it. Why are we talking about Takopi Original Sin here when we're talking about Super Dark Deception? I don't freaking know. Let's segue to this kart mini racing game, ladies and gentlemen. We know this is gonna be playable at Tokyo Game Show, and Vince actually revealed that it's actually not that small, this mini game. Yes, it's a mini game, but it's actually not that small. It could take you around 20 to 30 minutes to beat this game. So these mini games are actually a lot more than many people think. There's a lot of replayability in Chapter 2. We're not just talking about the levels themselves. We're not just talking about S ranks or the difficulties and whatnot, but we're also talking about mini games. We're also talking about secrets. So there's so much content. Now I really see why it's been taking so long. It just makes all the sense in the world. There's a lot of zones, such as Torment Therapy Zone, that has been reworked. The visuals have been changed. Narratively, a lot of stuff have been moved around and shifted, which we'll get to see in Enhanced Plus completely, but some of these changes we will be able to get to see in Super Dark Deception, which is coming very soon. So, ladies and gentlemen, only one question remains. When are we going to get to see Chapter 2? Actually, when are we going to get to play Chapter 2? I think late September, like literally a day or two after Tokyo Game Show is likely, but I would not be surprised if it gets pushed a little to October, let's say first week of October. Do not be surprised if it gets pushed to that. In the next, we're going to talk about Chapter 5 Teaser 2, new details that we got from that. Q&A was so packed, and trust me, for the first time, I'm actually going to do this recap in few days, literally. Like in 2-3 days, we're going to cover everything. I'm not going to be late this time, I hope. Fingers crossed. Super Mario Nerd K. I'll see you in the next one.